because when we would marry the women of the other nations, our children would start to take on the customs of the mom.
Yeah.
Because normally the children learn first from the mothers.
Yeah.
And she was supposed to be the direct line under the father, like the supervisor under the father, who was the manager, so to speak, talking about it in the business term.
Yeah.
You still got it, bro.
That's why you had like when during the time of Nehemiah, you know, when he found that you had children that were speaking, you know, half language of Hebrew and half Ashdod, it was like what the fuck are y'all doing?
Right.
You ruining these kids, marrying these damn heathens, man. Because they're growing up and learning their customs.
Yeah.
You know, worshiping their gods and stuff, man. You know, Jake is a natural mama's boy, so to speak. So Jake is gonna gravitate to his mother and learn what she feeds him.
Whatever mom says, go.
Yeah. That's why it's important to have the fathers in a house, man.
Yeah.
You notice the difference between a Jake that had his father in the house versus a Jake who lived in a single mother household.
Yeah.
You notice the difference.
I'll finish this. He says, "He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. Though his father died, yet he is as though he were not dead. For he had left one behind, him that is like himself."
I got a precept to back you up.
You got it.
Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. But we weren't able to do that because the father was cut off. So the father couldn't raise up a child in the way of the law or under the the Bible because it was cut off. It was that connection that the brother was referring to in 1 Corinthians 11 was cut off.
Yep.
So that child, whether it was male or female, was raised up in the ways of the serpent, or the ways of the devil.
When an Israelite man, when we start hitting that puberty age, that 12, 13 years old, our mothers can't control us anymore.
Right.
Yeah. We lose that fear.
Yeah.
Kind.
You start grabbing the belt from your mom and
Go ahead,
shit.
it ain't gonna hurt.
You ain't
Right.
scared to get whooped.
You can't catch me.
God.
You know, so we lose that fear towards our mom. We still love them, but we don't have that fear for them. That's when that father comes in.
Right.
You know?
When and the father's not there, what does that child end up doing? Going to the streets, gang banging, just be getting involved in just nigga activity.
It says that in the Surah. So the brother keep reading.
Yeah.
It says a child that is left to himself shall become willful.
Yeah.
That's where you start to lose, control
And discipline.
and discipline because there's nobody there to keep him in line.
And in the ancient world, when a child hit that puberty stage, 12, 13, what did he start? He became a man, and he began to work. So he couldn't be shiftless and lazy because his ass had to work. He's like, no, you're gonna have something to do.
Yeah.
But in this day and age,
if you didn't want to do that,
Yeah, right.
and wanted to be lazy and gluttonous,
it was
you got to put him to death.
consequences for that.
Hey, in today's society, you're not a man until you're 18.
Yeah.
What kind of shit is that? A grown ass fucking dude in the house with a beard, you know?
Right.
He's standing up against his parents and shit, squaring up against his mom.
Right.
Talking about, that's my baby. He's not a man. He's 16 years old. That's a grown ass fucking man.
Right.
You know?
That's our baby, but she'll use him to go and knock another nigga out.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Should use a nigga to get that check.
Yeah.
I mean, you use him to get that check every month.
But that's your baby though. Well, that's a nigga. That's a grown nigga right there. You know? But hey, going back to the Willie Lynch. The Willie Lynch letter had it all mapped out how it was all gonna play out. You know, he pretty much told you that in order to really bind up our structure, you gotta weaken the man and pretty much humiliate him in front of the mother, the whole tribe, make him weak, and then basically lift her up and make her feel strong, and he would basically look at her and that's what created, you know, men being
that dynamic of head bumping, so to speak. The power struggle began at that point.
yeah. The brother looking for it, but basically it shows you how to, like, if you want to produce a well-trained nigga, a Negro, hey, break them down.
Yep.
Break him down, and also strengthen his female counterpart.
Mm-hmm. I got shit. It's a lot. I'll just read this part right here. Don't forget, you must pitch the old black male versus the young black male, and the young black male against the old black male.
Correct.
You must use the dark-skinned slaves versus the light-skinned slaves, and the light-skinned slaves versus the dark-skinned slaves.
So like it, bro. Where it says the old against the new, or the old against the young, and that's a basically a generation of knowledge basically torn apart.
Yeah.
Because the older generation is supposed to teach the younger
Teach
generation.
that sons,
Yeah.
but you can't pass that
I'm
down.
going to go to it right now. Deuteronomy chapter 32, at verse 7, it says, "Remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee."
Yeah, kind.
Yeah.
That's why you have so many individuals or young men in this generation that feel like, oh, the older generation haven't taught them anything. But then you also feel like the older generation feel like, oh, you can't tell these little niggas nothing.
They have no respect for the elders.
Exactly.
And who put that vibration out there? The mothers.
Yeah.
It started with the grandmothers, went all the way down.
So it's gaps within our generation.
Absolutely.
Passing down the information.
Job 14 from the top. Man that is born of a woman is a few days and full of trouble. He cometh forth like a flower and is cut down. He fleeth also as a shadow and continueth not.
I got one. It should be right here. Sirach chapter 3 verse 9. For the blessing of the father establisheth the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooteth out the foundation.
That's right.
And that's why there is no generational wealth that's going to happen, because what the mama going to leave? What she going to pass down? She don't even have information or knowledge or wisdom to pass down onto these kids to continue to pass that down. Because she didn't listen to it when it was given to her. And she didn't have it to pass down. The man is supposed to pass that down to their sons.
Bro, imagine now these young ass Israelite women that are having kids, man. They're just totally just twerking on camera, you know. That are having these young ass, you know.
What have they passed down?
Imagine
Horror
these-
culture.
Yeah, that's it.
It's just
Stripper life.
That's why you hear the little nigglets that they raise is cussing.
Yep.
You know, and they basically
No respect.
yeah, there's no respect there. The mothers are encouraging that type of behavior. You know?
What was that proverb in Ezekiel where it said, "As is the mother, so
So
is the
the-
daughter"?
yeah.
See, like we hear, like all the music coming from our women now in the industry is stop rap.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's just stop rap. Well, guess what? That's nothing new. Back in the 1930s,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of her name.
you had our women that were singing the exact same shit that these hoes is rapping today.
Yeah.
What was her name?
It was like they were blues singers,
Yeah, there was one that was real.
but there was
popular.
real like,
She was the fucking Cardi B of that time, bro.
bro.
Yeah.
No bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read some more of this.
Yeah.
There's some good shit in here, man. It says carnal principles for making a Negro. For fear that our future generations may not understand the principles of breaking both horses and men, we lay down the art. For if we are to sustain both our basic economy, we must break both the beasts together, the nigger and the horse. We understand that short-range planning in economics results in periodic economic chaos, so that avoid turmoil in the economy. It requires us both to have breadth and depth in long-range comprehensive planning.
So Jacob, think about it. When you go back to understanding the original spirits of Jacob and Esau, Jacob wasn't out there hunting and killing.
That's why the scriptures say Esau was Isaac's favorite,
Yep.
and Rebecca was Jacob. Yeah, Rebecca was
Jacob
Rebecca's favorite. Salakia, daughter, bro.
but she knew the prophecy.
Yeah, kind.
So he stayed in the house under his mama. Didn't get out there seeing all the animal killing, but Esau was out there wandering and shit, killing and doing all, bringing back the spoils of what he was out there doing. So it looked like he was bringing something to the table.
Kind.
But what was Jacob doing? Gaining wisdom, and ended up getting the blessing anyway. Now,
It's going to talk about how
Yeah.
the family structure right here.
I want to say
Go
this
ahead,
real
go ahead.
quick, because when you look at the situation as it is, Jake's not used to seeing all of this crazy killing and murdering, man. Even with this gang shit, they ain't used to they ain't completely numb from it. A few are, but they ain't really numb from seeing this shit. Okay, Esau is numb from seeing this shit. It's in his spirit. He gets turned up when this happens.
Yeah.
So when bad things happen, they ain't gonna be prepared for it, man. So when you see a horse broken or killed, or the strongest in the tribe broken down and killed, buck broken, right? You gonna fall in fear. You got it out.
It says, in other words, is keep the body and take the mind. In other words, break the will to resist. Now the breaking process is the same, listen, for the horse and the nigger, only slightly varying in degree. But as we said before, you must keep your eye focused on the female and the offspring of the horse and the nigger.
Yeah.
A brief discourse in offspring development will shed light on the key and sound economic principles. Pay little attention to the generation of original breaking, but concentrate on the future generations.
Yep.
Therefore, if you break the female, she will break the offspring in its early years of development. And when the offspring is old enough to work, she will deliver it up to you.
It's a sacrifice.
Hey,
Man.
but what do we got now? What's the proof of that happening today? Go to school, baby.
Right.
Be smart.
Get an education.
Be independent. Get an education. Telling this to daughters and sons.
Yep.
Put them further into this bullshit.
Right.
Get a degree.
Yeah.
Join sports. Go sing and be an entertainer. Putting them out there to be sacrificed.
Right.
man.
For her normal female protective tendencies will have been lost in the original breaking process.
Yep.
Hey,
It-
the
it-
serpent
it-
and the
Yeah,
and Eve, man.
Hey, every time Jake signed a contract straight out of college, who's next to him?
Yep.
Right.
Mama.
Mama.
I want to
Yeah,
thank
Eve.
my mama.
Yeah.
Where's the dad?
I think John Morant might have one of the only fathers,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, in today's time. We know Mayweather. That was still beef with that. Steph Curry.
But
He don't get up there a lot. but
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of somebody else that was putting their dad in the forefront. The
Blake
Ball-
Griffin,
The
I think.
Ball brothers.
Yeah, the Ball brothers.
That's
Ball
what I was
brothers.
thinking.
Yeah.
That was somebody that exalted their
And
father.
they hated
Yeah.
it. He nigga did have a big mouth, but they hated it
Yeah.
because you
Trying
know.
to break this nigga.
Yeah. They hated that nigga.
And he said it. I'm doing this. And I heard him in an interview say, I did all of that, so they didn't have to take that heat.
Yeah.
So they can just go focus on the craft.
It was a chess move for sure.
Cold blooded
Yeah.
chess move, man. I think Gadawan said that, like, man, y'all had a chance to buy black and fucked up.
It says, well, I said that for her normal female protective tendencies will have been lost in the original breaking process. For example, take the case of the wild stud horse, a female horse and an already infant horse, and compare the breaking process with two captured nigger males in their natural state, a pregnant nigger woman with her infant offspring. Take the stud horse, break him for limited containment, completely break the female horses until she becomes very gentle, whereas you or anybody can ride her in comfort.
And they do this on every level. The prison system, the workplace. This is done on every level in society today.
Oh
That
shit,
gets,
man!
basically,
This
back
devil
in
is
slavery, they
diabolical.
got this shit buck broken.
Yep.
Yeah.
But now they get spiritually buck
Yep.
broken.
Yep.
They go through humiliation rituals.
They said it
Everything in
the industry.
Hollywood and shit, yeah.
He said it, what's the nigga on Math Hopper said it. I forgot the rapper that was on there. He said they get you all on some shit.
Oh, yeah,
on
yeah,
some shit. They fuck you on camera. You not really sure. You wake up and then they
show
talking
you.
about the deal. And they show you the tape. And you like, oh, I better take it. A fucking 360 deal where you don't make no money. You sold your soul.
Yo, this shit is wicked, man, but it's true. It says train the female horse whereby she will eat out of your hand, and she will train her infant horse to
do
eat
the
out of
same.
your hand also.
Yes.
Thing.
That's cool. That's
Get
cool.
off the crumbs off the master table.
Isaiah 36, man. 6.
Oh yeah, that's a good one to go with that.
Damn. And this was written in back in what? 16